Take time, do what you're gonna do, and just smile, you're gonna see it through. Your wings are gonna sprout.
Follow us as we continue our voyage across the vast southern Indian Ocean, this time visiting the fabulous northwest corner of Madagascar.
See it through. Your wings are gonna sprout, and you will learn to fly.
See amazing landscapes and anchorages, walk through nature reserves, admiring the lemurs and their antics, and of course, meet the friendly people and their adorable children. Our departure for Madagascar begins on the island of Reunion, where Dave will join us for the next 3 months as our newest crew member. After leaving our marina, we began our passage under calm seas, light winds, and a favourable weather window. The crossing itself would only take us 6 days, as conditions were good and we were fortunate not to experience any difficult weather at all. We mostly sailed using our mainsail, with our forward genoa sail poled out to take advantage of the steady southeast winds coming from our stern. We could even enjoy some leisurely sunset dinners.
With this is certainly dial.
Chili con carne.
Chili con carne. This is out on this is Madagascar out here. We're coming around to the top of Madagascar. And we're having a meal like that. Awesome. Julia's responsible again, so whenever she gets there, it's great food. Tonight we'll be cruising along, getting a bit of current, and then rounding the Cape tomorrow morning at about 8 or 9 o'clock.
By early morning, we'd rounded the northern tip of Madagascar, and we could now begin sailing southward once again. Late afternoon that same day, we arrived at the beautiful Nosy Hara National Park for our first overnight anchorage in Madagascar. We anchored in calm waters and found ourselves virtually alone with only one other yacht in sight. It wasn't long before Colin had his drone in the air, and he captured some great bird's eye views of our secluded anchorage spot and the amazing islets and rock formations totally surrounding us. All too soon it was time to leave, and waking up to an early sunrise, we made ready to continue on. After leaving the park boundary, Dave brought out his fishing gear, and only 20 minutes later...
Okay, we just caught a Spanish mackerel. Dave's got it. And what size is this, Dave?
I reckon it's about 12 to 15 kgs.
Not bad. So we're off, we just come into Madagascar, loving it here. This place is amazing, so natural, such a beautiful cruising ground. We think we're going to love it here. Pity we don't have longer here.
While I don't enjoy the preparation side of catching fish, it was wonderful to have a whole bucket of fish fillets and many delicious meals for everyone to come. And with another great day of sailing conditions ahead of us, we continued on to the Mytsios Islands, where we stopped for the evening and the next 2 days. From Mytsios, we sailed to the island of Nosy Be, dropping our anchor in the inner harbour waters of Hell-Ville, the main town on this busy island. The harbour here is well protected, safe to anchor, and consequently many foreign yachts and local boats would stay here, sometimes for weeks on end. After settling in, it was time to go ashore and get our passports officially stamped. clearing into Madagascar was quite easy, as the immigration, customs and police offices were all located right on the main pier. Although several local guides worked the docks, our go-to guys were Jimmy and his partner Mr. Cool, both highly recommended for new arrivals. They showed us the banks and local markets and took good care of our dinghy when we went on shore. The town of Hell-Ville was named after Admiral de Hell, a governor on the island of Reunion in the 1800s. Declared a French protectorate in 1841, Nosy Be remained an independent French territory until 1957, and then, united with Madagascar, the two gained independence in 1960. The main dock area here can be a very hectic place. While some people are content to wait patiently for a boat to take them to their home island, others, loaded down with luggage, frantically jostle each other, getting on or off one of the many small, overcrowded craft tied to the docks. It's hard to believe how many people and their possessions can be stacked on a single boat that still manages to float. I wouldn't want to be on that boat in bad weather. Market day is especially busy as produce and goods are brought to town and unloaded on the docks. And although goods are still transported by traditional sailing dhows, most goods from the mainland will arrive on larger motorised vessels. We saw several children playing and selling snacks on the docks to waiting passengers. And while we could only hope that they're able to attend school, it's most likely that they're working at this very young age to help generate some income for their families. Although sadly under threat from deforestation and other challenges, Madagascar is known for its rich biodiversity. It's the only country where lemurs are native, and we couldn't leave Nosy Be without seeing these gentle primates at Lemurs near Hell-Ville. In this nature park, the lemurs are used to being fed, and they enjoy gently taking bananas out of our hands as much as we did. Lemurs also has a baby tortoise breeding program for this endangered species. Hard to believe these little guys will eventually grow to the size of this old fellow and live to be over 100 years of age. By now we've been travelling together for 7 months, and it was time for the next birthday. When my birthday came around, we all celebrated with lunch at a restaurant that I think is a real gem. Situated in northern Nosy Be, off the beaten track with commanding views across the countryside to the ocean in the distance. FUJI X-T20 run by Eric Wykevens, is one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. Here we see Eric and his wife Stephanie serving exquisite food and a special birthday cake, all specially prepared to be gluten-free so I can enjoy it. It made for a most memorable birthday. Our next stop was the National Marine Park of Tana Kelly, seen here in the distance, which is great for diving, snorkeling and just chilling out. As we came closer, we were greeted by several curious dolphins, seemingly showing us the way to our anchorage spot.
Tana Kelly is in the middle of the Nosy Be Big Bay area, and it's a reserve, natural reserve. We've anchored in beautiful water. It is so clear, you can probably see it over my shoulder. And we've climbed up to the top, and it's a beautiful lookout where the sun sets in the evenings. We just cannot believe how clean this place is, the way they've kept it. But you can see what they're doing with the money. They're actually keeping the fishermen out. The fish are all over the place. It's just a gorgeous reserve. So if you happen to come to Nosy Be in the northwest corner of Madagascar, highly recommend it. It's just gorgeous here. Really, really nice, and particularly for a cruising sailor, because you've got places all around here to sail with beautiful bays, etc., which we're really enjoying at the moment.
Tana Kelly is also popular with local residents who come here for a day of relaxation at the beach, bringing entire families and enjoying lunch together.
So I'm here with Emily and Adelph, and we're at the, what park do we call this?
Tana Kelly National Park.
Very good.
Marine Park, a
And
beautiful park, a paradise island.
Yeah. Okay, you must tell the people to come visit you here. Yeah. Okay.
Russian Bay was the only part of mainland Madagascar we visited. It's only accessible on foot and by boat. People here live simply, and fishing and subsistence farming form the basis of their daily lives. The small, remote community was friendly and welcoming, and as Ron was walking along this beach one afternoon, this young girl came running out of her house to shake his hand and say hello. What a lovely welcome. Further down the beach, these chickens were scavenging for food. Now, life's not easy for them, especially around dinner time next to a local restaurant. However, when they heard the sound of rice being cleaned by these two teenage girls, they quickly headed over to forage for any grains that may have dropped to the ground. Sakati is a delightful small island located just off the west coast of Nosy Be. The island's only 2 kilometres wide and 3 kilometres long. The word Sakati roughly translates as forbidden love. Houses tend to be spread out, and there are many walking trails to hike along and hilltops to climb for some great views of the surrounding waters. However, it was the friendly children playing on the beach after school was finished that left us with some great memories. These children were only slightly curious when Ron took out his camera. But after seeing pictures of themselves, they became very excited and laughed happily at the images. When Ron asked them if they knew any songs to sing, they were totally uninhibited and not shy at meeting a stranger, and away they went. With the sun setting at the end of another day in paradise, the whole crew sat down to our final dinner on Nosy Hara.
Here's one for dreamers who took that step.
Join us in our next video as we continue to explore more islands in part 2 of Madagascar, hiking the hills of Lemur Island, relaxing on Nosy Be, and enjoying the pristine waters and beaches of Nosy Hara.
Who feared the boredom more than scorn or ridicule. You're scared to fly in the endless sky when the voices say that there's no way you'll ever make the grade. Let's say you try and you fall from high. When the sun is set, will you regret the fall or the times you did nothing at all? Here's one for magic that lives within.